Baby, what's in there wine? I feel sexy as fuck. I see why y'all like wine.
I will pray for you, but if you get on my nerve, I will cuss you smooth out. My mouth ain't under control yet, and I can throw these hands. And let me tell you something, if I get my hands on you, I promise you, you gonna know you've been in a fight. But I'm trying not to go there because I'm in transition.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We are transitioning. Listen, y'all, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for hanging in there as it relates to just the time of it all. Yeah, it seems like StreamYard is having like this high level of traffic. So I had to wait and get in like I fit in like everybody else. But look, here's the thing. I waited. I waited. And as a result, I was able to get in. And now we can party in the chat, honey. We can officially party in the chat. I'm ready to go if y'all are. And yeah, baby, what's in that wine? What's in that wine? So while I was waiting, what I decided to do, I decided to take a quick look at the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. I like it. So far, so good. You got Vicky Gunderson. You have the Countess Luann. You got Portia. You got Giselle. You got Lisa from Salt Lake City. Who else do we got? We got Kyle from Beverly Hills. I said, oh yeah, this definitely deserves a cheers. Speaking of cheers, tonight's drink of the evening is a Cabernet.
Welcome to Party in the Chat, where the wine is smooth, the vibes are grown, and the chat is always hot. Tonight's pour is a bold Cabernet Sauvignon. Rich, classy, and just a little dangerous. So dim the lights, grab your cocktails and your mocktails and settle in, baby, because the party officially starts now.
Yes. All right. It is officially party in the chat. And shout out to my moderator, Toot Latrice. That is her on the microphone doing those reels for me and that voiceover. Didn't she do a good job, y'all? Listen, I got me a nice glass. I said a nice glass of Cabernet, a Camus to be exact. Yes, Camus to be exact. And I said, we're going to talk about this reunion. This part one reunion, The Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 17. And then tomorrow I'm going to open up the line. So if you haven't seen already, then it's going to be a viewer call in for you all to call in. And hell, let me know what you think about it. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm going to say this. The ladies look great. That's a no-go. I mean, that's obvious. The ladies look great. But is it one of the best reunions I've ever seen? I don't think so. And I'll tell you why in just a little bit. I don't know. So I don't really know how this party in the chat is going to go tonight. And I just may get into it, or I may take it smooth sailing and be easy like Sunday morning. Simple Yet Stylish says, I'm being good today, so I'm drinking a chill glass of water. Oh, that sounds delicious. Put a slice of cucumber in it. Oh, I'm drinking my wine really, really slow. Thank you. PSM says it was lackluster. It was just something. And maybe by the time we go through it and I give you my review and my recap, we'll be able to put our finger on it. So let me start off by saying, the first thing that came to my mind when I'm watching the Real Housewives of Atlanta, I'm looking at the outfits, I'm looking at the ladies. I didn't like how you had them set up on the couch. It was like you just plop 5 on one side, 4 on the other. Let's get back to the traditional way of doing things. Let's place them in seats what they've earned. I don't want to see no newbies versus the OGs, because what ultimately happened and will happen, Kelly got first chair. Not Kelly. K. Michelle got first chair. Why? So when you start manipulating a well-oiled machine that doesn't need manipulation, you come up with stupid shit, Bravo. K. Michelle, there's no way K. Michelle should have been on first chair. I mean, I don't care if we have to split the OGs out into different sides where the newbies are kind of mixed in here and there, everywhere, and kind of sprinkled in. Let's get back and treat Atlanta just like you would treat OC, Beverly Hills, Miami, or any of that. K. Michelle should not have had first chair. Kelly should not have had second chair. But I will say this while I'm at it, talking about first, second, and third. Shamia, you better be careful. You better be careful. And the reason why I say that, your homegirl done treat you out your spot. You've been here longer than Kelly. You've attached yourself to the OGs like Portia, Cynthia, Candy Bars, Kenya Moore, all of them. And girl, you were last but not least. You were damn near last. Pinky was right after you. So the way they lined up the chairs and the seats on the sofa with the rookie, Shamia, you're low on the totem pole. Kelly is playing you like a fiddle, staying close to you like white on rice, seeing where your gaps are so she can come in and keep her spot and outperform you. And that's exactly what's happening. So that's what you get. Bestie, because your best friend is outplaying you on a chessboard. She got second seat. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Now, I want to say this to Andy, and I want to say this to Bravo. And this is coming from me. And I like a little drama. But the first thing I thought when they started off, I said, Andy is getting a little too hood for me. Pinky walking around with dye or a perm in her hair, a conch in her head, like we back in the 70s. Why the would you have a perm on your head on set? It's getting too hood for me. It's getting a little too ghetto for me. It's getting a little too familiar for me. I like the housewife appeal. And I know some of y'all like that ghetto shit. I know some of you like to be familiar and see everything. Not me. I don't want to see you walking around perming your edges in Los Angeles. I don't. It's giving hood. The white women would never on the OC, on Beverly Hills, hell, on Potomac. The old housewives of Atlanta would never be walking around with perm on their edges. That was so damn hood and ghetto. And not only that, you couldn't do that in Atlanta. You couldn't do that in your hotel room in the bathtub. You couldn't get in the shower and put that perm on your edges and rinse it off before you came on set. Come on, y'all. Really? This is the Real Housewives, y'all. Go back and watch it. Isha So Lovely said, I missed it. Girl, go back. Rewind it all the way to the beginning. If you blink, you're going to miss it. And the crazy part is I missed it initially, like some of y'all. Thank God I like to rewind stuff over and over. And I was like, I know you lie. I know this woman ain't got no damn perm on her fucking head, walking around, rinsing her hair off in a sink. Listen, y'all think I'm lying? Let me see if I can find it. Hold on, since you ask. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can find it. This woman rinsed her head off in a sink with perm on set. Let me see if, hold on, you're going to say, oh, Queen Sheba. Everybody missed it. I did too. Don't feel bad. Here we go. I'm going to find it for you. Full episode. Give me 1 second. So that's the first thing I said. I said, now you're getting too damn comfortable. Now, this is not what I'm accustomed to when I turn on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I don't like it. Don't do that no more. That's ghetto. And that's when I say Andy is getting a little too hood for me. They're getting way too comfortable, Andy. I like a little mysteriousness. Because you could have did that. You really could have did that in your hotel room. You could have had your hair taken care of before you even flew to Los Angeles. And it's housewives. Please, let's keep a level of sophistication. Let's keep the standard going. And are we really rinsing our hair out in the sink on set? And not only that, it wasn't even your damn dressing room. Y'all didn't see that? It was Andy's dressing room. That was tacky. You use Andy's dressing room and your hairstylist say, tell Andy we sorry about using his room. And I said, oh my God, I cannot. Niggas. Thank you. G. Michelle said, I was thinking, why would they do that there? Me too. I was shocked. Like, who does that? Who uses the CEO's suite to do they perm? Niggas from Atlanta. Who thinks it's okay? It's like taking your kids to work. I know you do it, but you're not supposed to. And put them in a corner and put them on a piece of paper and plastic and feed them snacks and tell them to be quiet. I know you do it, but you're not supposed to. You get what I'm saying? You really had the audacity to put perm on your head, walk around set talking about your scalp is itching. And then use that white man's dressing room. I said, I'm not going to do this. Is this where we are? Ghetto. You hear me? Ghetto. At that point, you should have just started beating your head with the palm of your hand like they do and smacking your gum, because that's exactly what it was given. And that's when I said, oh my God, Andy, this is getting a little bit too hood for me now. So Andy enters into Portia's dressing room, rightfully so, because hell, they in his dressing room rinsing their hair off, rinsing the rest of her perm off. So he has to go to Portia's dressing room to say hello. And as he's saying hello and kind of shucking and jiving with Portia, Andy confirms with Portia. He said, you know, I kind of feel like you could possibly leave the reunion in a good place with everybody with the exception of Shamia. She said, you're right. You're absolutely correct. Period. I'm still trying to find that perm because I don't want y'all to think I'm lying. Hold on. I'm finna find that damn perm scene. If somebody finds it, send it to me and let me know ASAP. So he starts off in Portia's dressing room. He talks to Portia, right? And then the camera goes to Shamia. Let me say this. Shamia, I didn't like your hair. Your hair was a flop. It was an absolute flop. It didn't complement the dress at all. The dress was absolutely stunning, absolute beautiful, right color for your skin tone, all of that. I don't know what the hell was going on. Why would any hairstylist? Some of y'all need to stop. Shamia is a 45-year-old woman. Listen, you don't need to put baby hair curl rings on her neck. Come on, Atlanta. And come on, Atlanta. Get in the game. Atlanta, I need you to stop doing the Jerry curl rings on the neck and in the middle of the head. It's not given. It's real soulful. So they done put these baby hair, you know how they do them edges all on the back of her neck. And I kept saying, what is that? Come on, these newbies. We cannot. It was given scam likely on that couch. And I said, a simple 1-2-1-2 would have did it for me. The dress is stunning. The dress is the focal piece. And Shamia, I'm going to say this. Your hairstylist was competing with your dress. Your hairstylist was trying to get more clients. Your hairstylist thought he was going to do his big 1-2-1-2 so that when he left, they were supposed to be like, yes, bitch. Who did your hair? Who did your hair? So he was trying to fund his future and it was an epic fail. It was a flop. It didn't compliment your dress, and it was probably the worst hair on the set. That's all I have to say about your hair, Shamia. I hated it. I hated it. It was given Total. Y'all remember the group Total from the 1990s? It was given, why you all in my grill? It was given all that. It was given, I need an around the way girl. Kelly, we don't care. I don't give a damn about Jarvis. I don't care. You could have left him at home. Nobody cares. And I'm going to just give you my full-fledged opinion, Kelly. I don't believe that man paid $70,000 for your teeth. Now, I do believe it's given scam likely, and he may have used somebody else's identity, somebody else's social security, somebody else's credit card. But I do not believe that man is sitting on $70K to buy you a new set of teeth. I just don't believe it. You can't make me believe it. No, sir. No way. Not today. I don't care. You could have left Jarvis at home. Okay. And I don't even think it's Jarvis. Hell, if the truth be told, stop playing with me.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
I don't know who the hell this man is, but it ain't the Jarvis you described in a few episodes back. You said Jarvis was overweight. This man is not overweight. Girl, quit playing with us. Quit playing with us. That is not Jarvis. See, she can fool y'all, but she can't fool me. My grandma said you can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. You can't fool me. You said Jarvis was overweight. This is not giving overweight. It's not giving Ozempic. It's not giving none of that. It's giving you went and picked him up from somewhere. I don't know where. The hood. I don't know. Basketball court, but he's here. And I don't think he got that kind of money to put a set of $70,000 of veneers in your mouth. I don't know who this man is, but whatever. Okay. So here's the order that they came out on the reunion stage. They brought Pinky out first. Pinky, that's not good. Pinky, they brought you out first. Pinky had on one of them Playboy Mansion robes, but it was green. But it was green. It was given Sister So-and-so. That's what it was given. Sister So-and-so. Pinky, you need a new stylist. I think your hair black would have been beautiful. Not blonde. You didn't need the green eyeshadow, but nonetheless, here we are. Pinky came out first, okay? K. Michelle came out second. Kelly came out third. I like the back of Kelly's dress. Angela came out after that. Portia, but we didn't see Portia come out because by the time Phaedra came out, Portia was already seated. Did y'all catch Alonzo, Phaedra's stylist? Alonzo, yes, you better do your cameo. Alonzo came out with Phaedra. And then Shamia, Portia, somewhere in between that, and Drew. Shamia's hair was I could have did that. If I go back to my days when I was in high school and I wanted to be a cosmetologist, I could have put that together with a little pump it up. I sure could have. I could have did that. And I really hope you didn't pay a lot for that. Give me 1 second, y'all. Hold on. Yeah, I could have did that for you, Shamia. Baby, I could have slicked it back, put that, them papers on there when you're trying to let your edges dry and you use a little foam like they do in a beauty shop, but now they black. The foam ain't, the little papers, they not white no more. It's black. Oh, I would have hooked you up real good. That looked like something I would have put together. And I'm not even trying to be funny. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. Hold on. See, that's what I get. Computer glitched because I was doing too damn much about that ponytail. But I could have put that together for you because I used to do hair back in the day for free, if that says anything. Somebody said that lot of body. Yeah, that one. See, I'm not going to do this with y'all. It was a lot of body. But the girls look good. The only thing, Shamia, was your hair. Okay. Andy was smitten. He said it was probably the best dress Atlanta reunion he's ever seen. And I agree. They did look real good. I have to give it to him. Shamia, that hair, it looked like something out of the 90s. One of the microwave ponytails. I used to roll my hair in the microwave when I was in high school, where you put the lot of body on and you roll it with them plastic rollers and put it in the microwave. That's what it was given. That's what it was given. But the best looks, if I have to tell the truth now, the best looks were on the sofa with the OGs. They possessed the best looks. All of their looks complemented each other. So let's get into it. Andy opened up the reunion in the floor by wishing Portia a happy Pride. So he's like, Portia, happy Pride. So Portia said, well, thank you. That's how you're supposed to wish me a happy Pride. With sincerity, authenticity, and no shade. So at this point, she's talking about Shamia. We're going to get into that. Just put a pin in it, right? Now, according to Portia, last episode, season finale, and she's going to say it again, she's full-blown gay now. So happy Pride is definitely in order, which is why Andy said happy Pride. And I like how Andy's politically correct, because I don't believe he would have said happy Pride if he were not for sure. But it seems like based on Portia's own admissions, she says she's full-blown gay. So Andy's like, hey, how you doing? So then he turned to Phaedra and he talks to Phaedra about, we didn't get to see this footage. It was unseen footage that she had shot with Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. Okay. Whoa. So the girls, the OGs be working. The OGs were working, y'all, and everything doesn't make the cutting room floor. So now we know Phaedra ain't just not, we thought Phaedra was just sitting back being a snore fest. But Phaedra was doing her big 1-2-1-2. Unfortunately, it didn't make the cut. But she had a scene with Jasmine so that she could talk to another Black woman that was into politics. And according to Phaedra, she has plans of running for office. What office? She didn't say. She said office. Phaedra, now I want to say this. If you don't know, now you know. Bravo actually has a clause about running for office. You cannot be a full-time cast member and run for office. Remember, Dr. Heavenly didn't know that. Thank God she lost. I was hoping she would have won. I was hoping she would have won. But Phaedra, you can't do both. You can't be a full-time cast person and run for political office. There's a clause that Bravo has. So you're going to have to make a decision, right? So then Andy told Drew that she looks great. And Drew does look good. Y'all watch this. Drew, in my opinion, from day one, and I'm going to say this with all sincerity, Drew is probably, in my opinion, one of the most beautiful women on this cast, naturally and made up. Naturally and made up. Drew looks great. And Drew said, baby, I got a little nip and tuck done post-divorce. Ain't no nigga stressing me. I'm living in Los Angeles. Hair blowing in the wind. Trouble don't last always. Let's take a look. Trouble don't last always. Here we go. Let me know when you can see the screen. There we go.
What would you have done different?
Oh, I think it's this one.
Ryan from Boston said, Kelly, you referred.
That ain't it. Hold on. I got to
You
guess.
started on this show as a.
I got to guess. Sorry about that.
It is our anthem superstar, Drew Sidora. Hi, Drew.
Me.
You look great.
Well, thank you, Andy. Just had a little doctor nip and tuck a little bit.
Would you be specific?
Not a little bit.
She got some booty.
Well, it's not leaking, so I think we're good.
Oh,
Okay, good.
Yes.
Okay.
Mouth's leaking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Shamia.
Hi, Andy.
You look great.
Thank you.
Should I mime that to you?
Please.
Okay.
How would you do it?
I don't know, actually, to tell you the truth. Hi, Angela.
Hi.
Did you all catch Angela in Game 5?
I saw it.
We spoke on Watch What Happens Live about you and Charles being in the room when it happened.
We were in the room. They made it happen for Charles.
They made it happen for Charles.
In San Antonio, for sure.
I loved your jersey dress that
Thank
you wore.
you.
Yeah, that was
Shout out to my stylist, Leah, who pulled that together last minute.
Hi, Kelly.
Hey.
Who are you wearing today?
I am in
So y'all like Kelly's dress? Just real. I know we were focusing on Drew, but what do you think about Kelly's dress? Is it what are we doing? Is it in? Is it out? Is it too much? Is it what are your thoughts? So I'm looking at the dress and it's very costumey, both she and Shamia, right? I like the back of it. I do. I like the back of it. Okay.
Lena Barisha.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to ask if it was Tom Ford.
No,
It was
no
a black
Tom
t-shirt
I think one row of pearls would have been sufficient.
for
for you.
today.
No, okay. Hi, Puddin'.
Hello.
Great to see you.
Good to see you.
Welcome to your first Bravo reunion.
Yeah.
K. Michelle, I'm not so impressed with her look, but she does look beautiful. I think K. Michelle had better outfits in her confessionals and on the show than she did on the stage of this reunion. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling like I'm here and I'm ready to talk. You know?
Okay. Hi, Pinky.
Hi.
You look amazing.
I mean, it's ooh, black hair would have set this off, Pinky. Black hair would have set this off because you got white hair, white earrings, white necklace. It's giving Sister So-and-so. The first Sunday, Ebenezer Baptist Church.
Thank you.
I know that you are vegan, but you had quite the
And then we got a white tie in the back.
meaty season.
I did.
How are you feeling about your first season?
It felt good. I don't even want to ever hit a B word again. The only B word that I want to talk about is the fact that I'm having a baby.
You had
Now, this is where I was going to be messy. And I was going to say, see, Shamia? And then I said, don't do that, Queen Sheba. But let me go back to something real quick.
This has been an experience. I knew I was gonna come into
Hold
it.
on. Let me go back to something real quick right here with Drew.
It is our anthem superstar, Drew Sidora.
Drew looked good.
Hi, Drew.
Drew looked good.
Drew, you look great.
Well, thank you, Andy. Just had a little doctor nip and tuck a little bit.
Drew, let me tell you something. You one of these girls that ain't got to do a lot. And you got that little puppy dog look in one of your whoever did your hair like that, he put a Lhasa Apso wig on you. You don't need it. Y'all know what wig I'm talking about, where the part came all the way down in between her eyebrows. It gives a little puppy dog look. You don't have to do a lot. Don't take away from your natural beauty. That's what I want to say, Drew. Y'all, this is what Drew has been given. When I think of this, I think of Drew.
Bitch, if you ain't having a good day, sit there and ask yourself why. Is the shit that bad that you can't have you a good day, bitch? My lash falling off, I don't care. Wig blowing like a motherfucker. People saying, where can I buy your hair? And it's a synthetic wig. Ain't no nigga pressing me. I just bought myself some shit.
Yes.
I mean, come on. Living in Los Angeles, it's feeling good. The clouds is out. Trouble don't last always, bitch. Better enjoy life now for it's too late.
Yes, Drew Sidora just bought myself some shit. She got her body done, serving the girls upside down, living in Los Angeles. Yes, that's exactly what Drew was giving. Girl, I am here for it. Ralph stressed you the hell out, and you came out of that divorce, flipped it upside down, went and got a little nip and tuck, looking good, crimped your hair, took it all the way back. You looking good, Drew. That's all I'm going to say. Drew was looking good. That's it. That's all. Where we want to go with this? Where else? Let me see where else I want to go with this. We were talking about Drew. Oh, a little nip and tuck post-divorce because Ralph did a number on her. Ralph did a number on Drew. Angela, let me go back to Angela. Angela looks stunning in the most simple, elegant way, if you ask me. And I know this is party in the chat. I'm supposed to be reading them down, but y'all, let me give them their flowers, okay? Angela looked good. Let me tell you why. Don't let these people fool you about housewives. You still want an element of housewives that's simple elegance. You get what I'm saying? That has a flair, but it's simple. So when I look at Angela here,
it is our...
Here we go. I'm going to just let it play. When I think about Angela and when they come to her, she's simply elegant. Right there. Simply elegant. And I know Kelly thinks she set the standard. But Kelly, I'm going to say this. Most of the time, you look like you're in a costume, if you ask me. That's not what most of us girls that are sitting at home ain't trying to put on nothing like that. And not because we can't. And not because they not, don't have the body. Most people wouldn't pick that out. So I don't know what standard you're talking about, or what you think you're bringing to this show, that we're oohing and awing over and climbing and clawing over, but that ain't it. That ain't it. That's not the standard that we look to. Most women wouldn't put this on even if they could. It's doing too much. It's screaming, look at me. Look at me over here. Look at me. Look at me. That's all I'm saying. Most of us don't want to look like Vegas showgirls. And that's what you give to me. Every time you put something on, fur, whether it's a wolf, a hyena, a coyote, it's always a character. But Angela really gives sophisticated housewife. If you take a look at her, in my opinion, she does. And Angela, I want to say this. You look real good with your dark hair. Doesn't she look good? It's just like a simple, beautiful, elegant. So anywho, so far, what are your thoughts on the reunion? Before we really get into it, I'm just opening up the floor. What are your thoughts on part 1, season 17 reunion? I don't think it was one of the best I've seen. I don't think it was that good. And the reason why I say that, now, let me know what you think. The reason why I don't think this reunion was that good. I mean, I know people are out there trying to hype it up. And if it was good, bravo, I'm gonna give you your props. It wasn't that good to me because I feel like the newbies, they have they seem to be so desperate for camera time. I found myself covering my ears a lot with all of the high-pitched noises and talking over each other. And I feel like I wasn't, and maybe some of you can understand where I'm coming from. I don't feel like we was able to get the full damn picture, the full dialogue, because they kept interrupting. They kept interrupting, out talking each other, over talking each other. And as a result, it wasn't as smooth as it could have been. It wasn't as smooth as most reunions are. It sounded like a bunch of bitches in the mall just talking. A bunch of chicks in the car just talking. And I said, damn, you can tell they're trying to secure the spot, secure the bag, and secure the peach. And that's why I say it wasn't that good to me. It just wasn't. It wasn't that good to me. They're not as refined as I would like to be, as I would like for them to be as housewives. Like, I feel like it gave a little edgy component, a little bit more edgier than what I'm used to. And that energy stayed up there, high octane, the entire reunion. Like, the OGs had to fight to get a word in. And I didn't like it. I said, I'm sorry. It was when K. Michelle told Portia to close her glory hole. That was so tacky to me. I damn near almost turned off the television. I don't like women talking like that. Close your glory hole? Like, ew, that's disgusting. But okay, I like a good read, but I don't know if I like women to be filthy, dirty, nasty. K. Michelle. And that's why I'm like, Andy is getting a little hood. I like the sophistication of it all. So they switched things up a little bit this season. And Andy told the ladies what they're going to do is they introduced a different element where each of the ladies get to submit one question to their fellow cast members. You say not trashy though? Girl, I don't even know. You say, what is a glory hole? I don't even talk like that. When women start talking like an old drunk ass nigga in a Jew joint, that's how men, like, that's something you have to go down to the trees in the forest with men that make moonshine to overhear a conversation like that. When you stumble up on people in the woods making moonshine, right? And you be like, oh my, glory hole. Oh, let me get out of here. Yeah, K. Michelle has a filthy mouth. It's almost too, that's what I think it is. It's just nasty. Like, who comes up with that? It's giving Suge Avery. Sister, yeah, on my mind. Oh, sister. That's what it's giving the color purple to me. And I didn't like it. I said, oh, you filthy. You got a filthy mouth, K. Michelle. And even though you're not saying obscenities, it's nasty. You just created a nasty ass picture, and I don't like it. I'm about to turn off the television, okay? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So, K. Michelle, you're going to have to get it together and learn how to have a classier combat, because that was tacky. And so Andy explains to them, you know, we're going to ask questions. We're going to submit questions from your fellow castmates. Now, I'm not going to lie. I'm a die-hard Housewife fan from day one. But some of these topics, even Andy was like, ew. When Andy Cohen kind of recoils back at some of the stuff that y'all are talking about as it relates to sex talk, you're doing too damn much. Some of these topics that the ladies on the Real Housewives of Atlanta approached this season, it was somewhat classless to me. Like Andy said, the lesbian porn, the pelvic floor conversation, it's a bit raunchy. And not because you're having it, it's almost like y'all don't have the language to supplement. You know, I remember a time when the ladies on RHOA would say some stuff and let you know without letting you know what time it was. And it was like, ooh, girl, yes, girl. But you knew exactly what they were saying, but they never spelled it out. And it kept that level of sophistication and kind of like teasing and laughter and, oh, okay, you out there, huh? That is what I'm talking about. I like the mystery that the other ladies used to have, because it kept class. It kept the class of the show and the decorum in place. Now, Drew, you're going to have to come up with a better word than fingering. You're going to have to learn the medical terminology of the physical therapy that you was receiving outside of fingering. Because I damn sure know that it's not coded as fingering on the medical chart. So you're going to have to ask your doctor, what is it that I'm receiving? We can try therapy. We can try massage. We can try maneuvering. But come on, ladies, get your language up to par. Y'all are too beautiful to be talking like old drunk niggas from Sanford and Son.
You all should be ashamed. How can you drink right after a funeral? Like this? Give me another one, then, Brady. Fred Sanford, you just left the house of the Lord, and now I'm in mine.
That's all I'm saying. Get your language up to par. All of that lesbian porn and fingering, you ain't got to go so much into detail. That's all I'm saying. You know, come up with something else. Read the medical chart. Hell, use ChatGPT. What is the proper name for pelvic exercising? Because I know damn well your doctor not submitting a medical code to get approved for fingering his patients. Come on, Drew. That was I said, So anyhow, Andy presented Phaedra's question. And Phaedra's question, he read to Drew. Phaedra's question to Drew was, do you really want this man with these big white teeth? Do you really want this man with these big white teeth? And you know what, Drew? I have the same question because I'm really like, really, Drew? You can't tell me coming off of Ralph, coming out of the house you came out of, this is who you want. You can't tell me that. And I really hope this is a storyline for you, Drew. I wouldn't even be mad at you. You got to do what you got to do to keep your job and food on your table. I ain't tripping. But just give us a wink here and there and say, girl, quit playing with me. You know damn well that's a storyline. And I'd be like, you know what? Got you. Got you. I'm following you. But you cannot be serious about this man. I hope you're not serious about testing the waters. And then that made me think, why do successful women, why do successful Black women like to play Captain Save-A-Ho with these dusties, these broke, dusty, pookie Ray-Rays? No, I'm dead ass. Hold on, y'all. I said, what are we doing? Hold on. They said I hit a time limit, child. Where am I? Hold on, y'all. Lord have mercy. Let me do a mic check. See, I'm going in too hard. The computer trying to kick me off. I'm sorry, Drew. Maybe I went in a little bit too hard, okay? But I was like, why are these successful women like saving these niggas out here? Drew, there is nothing about this man, Black, that's going to add to your portfolio. There is nothing about him that is going to add to your portfolio. Let me say it again. Drew Sidora, there is nothing about this man that is going to add to your portfolio. Now, Ralph then already took 40% and hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back and kicked you out of your own house. There is nothing about this man that is going to add to your portfolio. This is horrible. And I do believe he's a scammer. I believe he's a nice one. I believe he's a kind one. I think he's the one that's going to put the bling in his mouth and laugh and kiki and laugh with you and your mama and come to Sunday dinner and do all of that. Eat hog mogs, chitlin, cornbread, pinto beans, all that. But it's still giving scam likely. I do believe he preys on successful Black women. I do, including you and your mama. Mama just grinning and liking him. Oh, ma'am, you don't know him. You don't know nothing about these Instagram boys. You don't know nothing about these fuck boys out here in these streets. The spirit can't discern that. The spirit can't discern that. That's a new level, ma'am. That's a new level than the old churches we use.
There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors.
That's a new level of scammery, trickery, fakery. Okay? This would be an absolute clown show if you go from Ralph to him. And I'm not saying Ralph was a draft pick. That's not what I'm saying. But this would be a freak show. So please don't be too desperate after your divorce that you make a critical mistake, because he's going to take you for everything you got. Because once you let a brokey in your house, he has access to your social security card, your passwords. He can clone your whole life and create a whole family. They say he in Thailand. And go move over there for little to nothing on your dime, and you would never know it. Hell, Tamar Braxton said Tawanda was using her account to pay for her cell phone bill for over 6 years, friends and family plan, and she never knew. And by the time we did the math, I think we added up probably almost $30,000. So yeah, Drew. So Phaedra said, what I'm asking you is, do you want to be chomped on? And Drew said, well, hold on. Well, we haven't had that kind of encounter. Now, I'm just paraphrasing, y'all. Hold on, Portia said. Hold on, reality. You said, Portia said, does he call you internationally? Ooh, they messy, ain't they? I love it, though. Kelly said, now, wait a minute. You said you love this man. So elaborate. You told us you love this man. Drew said, well, I said that I love him, but I'm not in love with him. See, now, Drew, that's where you got to quit playing with me and quit playing with us. Because what's the point of even mentioning love? Just to say, oh, no, I'm in love with you. I love you, but I'm not in love with you. Drew, quit playing with us. Now, I like you, but you're doing way too damn much for a peach. You did that and you said that, and I think you meant what you said. Now you're trying to backtrack for whatever reason. For whatever reason. So I want to get back to K. Michelle. Because while Drew is explaining to Andy what is and what ain't with Black, K. Michelle is hosting a side conversation on a newbie couch with Shamia. And then I made a little note. I said, I can't stand the way K. Michelle talks about other people's vaginas. It's just so reckless. So when Drew announced that she was officially divorced, K. Michelle whispered to Kelly or either Shamia, so that means they having sex. Did y'all catch that? Drew and the other couch, the other sofa didn't hear it, but the caption was placed on the screen. And then she said, so you mean to tell me he never poked that hole? And I was like, bitch, you got one more time. And then I'm done. I'm not going to review this show. K. Michelle talked like a whole nigga up there. She is just so disconnected from the female anatomy. And then I'm like, whoa, a minute, poke that hole. Girl, your vagina is the most sacred and tender and warm thing that God has blessed you with. Why are you describing it as it's an annoying hole on your body? And then I said, well, hold on, Queen Sheba. You have to keep in mind, consider the source. You're talking about K. Michelle. It could be annoying for her. And maybe it is, because I forgot that you do get off on letting your husband bang other women. But God forbid if he pays a bill or two. Yeah. So the same one who won't go to a Halloween party because it's a sin, but will watch her husband knock down another woman. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I can't come to your party because it's a sin, but I can watch my husband knock down somebody. I can't make it up. So then Phaedra jumps back in and Phaedra say, now hold up, because it seems like you're romantically attracted to this man. Because you're doing all of this for this man. And you saying you don't like him like that. But girl, he on the show. You done had him on the phone for 4 to 5 hours on the premiere episode. You done brought him to the restaurant with a jacket on with no shirt. You done brought him to your mama birthday party. Girl, you out here going hard in the paint on the season finale, trying to let K. Michelle know you do know him. You sound like you are romantically attracted to this man because you're doing way too much. I got to ride with Phaedra. That's some Scorpio shit. As nice as we can be, as unassuming as we can be, you're not going to sit up here and play with me now. If you like him, you like him. But you're not going to sit here and make it seem like y'all just friends and we just pulling shit out of thin air. Girl, quit playing with me. You like him. Because why are you bringing this man on the show as a homeboy? Just to do all this. You lying. Drew, if you like him, it is what it is. So then Drew says, well, I like him because he doesn't have kids. Okay. And she said, him not having kids positions me to look at him as someone that I can potentially introduce to my kids. And I said, baby, please tell me that is not the bar. Please tell me this man is not the number one pick on your roster because he doesn't have kids that he knows of. Because he don't have kids. I hope that's not the bar, because if that's the case, you may want to take a note or two from Portia so that you can get a man that can afford you and afford your kids and not try to take the house away from you and ask you to split the bills or give you 40% of your income like Ralph did. Drew is gorgeous, but she's not the sharpest tool in the shed. Drew, sometimes I look at you because you the same chick that voluntarily gave your ex-husband almost half of your income on a monthly basis. And then I had to say, well, hold on, Drew. Don't be talking about, well, why y'all think? Let me tell you why we think you got more going on with him than what you're willing to admit. Because you are, based on your past conduct, I'm inclined to believe you do desperate shit for a man. You do and you have done desperate shit to be accepted by a man. You let your ex-husband coerce you into threesomes to prove that you were submissive. You let your ex-husband take 40% of your income to prove that you were submissive. Oh, you are that girl. So I'm inclined to believe that you would do some crazy shit to be with Black because you've done it before. And then Andy brought up Black's legal issues. And I was like, Drew, wake the fuck up. Wake up. I wouldn't give a damn if K. Michelle did a campaign for one of the ladies that is accusing him of defrauding her. He did that shit way before K. Michelle did a paid campaign. It is what it is. The man took thousands of dollars from innocent Black women and ran off with their money. Why are you going so hard in the paint for a man that you're not in love with? So Drew and K. Michelle going back and forth, child, and I hated it. I hated the back and forth. And I said, Andy, if you're going to bring K. Michelle back, you got to put a muzzle on her because we have to be able to have one mic at a time. We have to be able to have one mic at a time. This was a whole fucking waste of a reunion. Just like all of the scenes with the girls going on trips, the dinner scenes. It was a waste of time because they ruined it. So we got reunion part 1 under wraps, but it was a waste of time because they were constantly over talking each other. Drew had to pull out the prop to cut the scene. And I'm sorry, but after this back and forth, I was ready to turn off the reunion. I was like, I mean, I want y'all to eat each other alive, but let's go one at a time. And I don't feel like the new girls, like, they're not cut to be able to sit back and wait for an ambush. Y'all get what I'm saying? When you think about the framework of the housewives where bitches can just sit back and let you think you cooking and let you go in. And when Nene would come in and say, okay, wig, where is your scooter? Where the door is closed. I said what I said. And Candy would let her get off one. And then Candy would come back and say, well, what you said was some bullshit. And they would go back and forth. It was like a good volley. We didn't get that. We didn't get a good volley tonight. It was all over the place. The balls were hitting the net. It was just chaos. The new girls are not cut out to be able to sit back, wait for whomever to fire off, and then they come back with an ambush. You come back and you hit them across the head with your reads. Like, it's housewives. You sit back in the cut, you let her go, and when she thinks she got one in the clip for you, you come back and you let her have it. It was all over the place, child. It was unorganized. I was like, Even Andy was getting a headache. And he tried. It wasn't even ping pong. It was like I would ping, and before it could come over the net, they would interrupt it or intercept the volley. You get what I'm saying? Well, ping pong, at least let it cross the net. Hell, it didn't even cross the net. So then Kelly jumps in and tries to get a moment off K. Michelle's moment and said to Drew, you posted my business online. And if you're supposed to be this so-called woman empowerment lady who stands behind women's business, look what you did to me. And Drew said, hold up, don't play with me. Because you came from me first. You came from my singing. You came from my music, which is my business and how I put food on my table. And I said, y'all, I can't. I can't. And this is why I said it. Those newbies, Andy, I know you say you got exactly what you need and you have the group and the group is here. Here's the thing with the group. The newbies are not original. Kelly came off of a tit for tat for K. Michelle. It wasn't original. And it reminded me of the scene at Phaedra's house. Y'all remember when Phaedra had the Zen scene in the pool? Kelly showed up somewhat irritated. And Portia and K. Michelle were going back and forth. Kelly inserted herself and then put that wine glass in Portia's face like she was going to hit her across her face with that wine glass. That's exactly what it reminded me of. And I said, you know what? None of these newbies have anything original to say. and they feed off of each other. But it's nothing that's coming off the dome, straight off the dome. Savviness in real time. It's actually a step down to what I've become accustomed to. And then Drew says, shut up, Shakelly. That was funny to me when Drew called Kelly Shakelly. That was funny. Okay, let me move on. That was funny. I'm sorry. Anywho, let me take a sip of my damn wine. Okay. I done lost my damn place. Okay. I want to say thank you, Portia. Let me tell you, Portia has evolved in the most beautiful way. But Portia, I do want to see you get a little bit more turned up. Don't lose your lust. I know you in love. I know you in love. And let me tell you something. Love is a dangerous game. Hey, when you're not playing, hey, by the rules. Portia, I know you in love. Listen, love looks good on women, baby. You can tell when a woman is in love, she becomes subdued. She ain't got time for no bullshit. You gonna be like, fight. I ain't gonna fight today. Fight. Now listen, Portia, please don't give it all away to Sway. Keep that little Hennessy edge to you. If I didn't know any better, I would say Portia, Sway done switched out the Hennessy with the tequila, okay? You said sign. Y'all know what song I'm talking about. I think my grandma used to play that. Anywho, Portia has evolved to the point. Portia just sitting back having a good time, making the best money she's ever made in her life, letting the girls have and go at it while she's collecting her beautiful coins. But thank you, Portia. Because when Andy asked about Drew's procedure, Portia made a good point to Kelly. And I'm glad she said it. She said, really? Why are we attacking natural bodies? Oh, baby. Yes. Why are we attacking natural bodies? Because really, Kelly, why would you? I'm with Portia. Portia, I'm picking up what you're putting down. Because on Drew's worst natural day, Kelly, in my opinion, you could never. Sorry, not sorry. So then they read a question directed at Angela asking if she's jealous of Shamia's body. And Angela said, hold on, wait a minute. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. I've always complimented Shamia, period. But if I'm going to be jealous, Shamia may as well get in line. Because there's a long list before we ever get to Shamia. There's a long list. So, baby, if I'm going to be jealous, you may as well go down every cast member because Shamia is not at the top of the roster. I've given her her props on the days that she's looked her best. Jealous? Absolutely not. Shamia is so lame to me. And I don't feel like Shamia showed up very well in this reunion. She's not as confident as she would like herself to. Shamia's, I'll save it for reunion 2. And I said, Shamia is so lame to me because she turned to Angela and she said, so you going to call her BBL Drew now that she got a BBL? Because you called me BBL Shamia. Angela said, girl, you quit lying on me. Because I ain't never called you no nickname. I ain't never called you no BBL Mia. All you do is lie. Don't lie on me. Don't try to put words in my mouth because that's all you do. I ain't never gave you no nickname. Calling you BBL Drizzy. BBL Shamia. So then they switched to Portia and her picking the wrong damn one. Y'all, that shit was funny. And they started narrow. Y'all, when they went back in time and showed all of the men that Portia has dated throughout her career on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And they used that soundbite of Mama Diane saying, he was just the wrong damn one. And they showed a picture of each man. And they showed Cordell. And then Mama Diane. He was just the wrong damn one. Then they showed Dennis. Mama Diane. He was just the wrong damn one. Then they showed Simon. And then they screwed it up and stuff. He was just the wrong damn one. That was funny. And that's the type of housewife shit that we like. Because hold on, Mama Diane, your daughter is the common denominator here. And that's the type of housewives read and shade that we like. But the other girls on the other couch, the rookies, y'all be too dark with it. And that shit be living in y'all hearts way too long for us aunties, like y'all like to call us old hoes. Is you okay? So Portia made it very clear that not only is she gay, but she's in love with Sway. And Andy said, seeing Portia, he said, Portia, seeing yourself open up the way that you have this season was so beautiful to watch. Let's take a look.
As a very devoted wife, and seeing you really step outside yourself and open yourself up to this, it was beautiful.
Thank you. I think like many things that I've done on the show, I don't realize what the impact is.
Yeah.
I just make a decision just to decide to share it.
Yeah.
Deciding to date Sway, even though I hadn't necessarily come out and like anything like that, it was natural. There was no hiding anything. And I don't know, I just love the touch of a woman.
Okay, now.
I don't know. I'm so in love right now. Like I can face anything now that I am really being honest with who I am.
I saw a comment. That's Portia's truth. I saw a comment. I want to elaborate it. Who said this? Hold on, let me get it. Where's that comment? Michelle Gray says, I'm not buying Sway and Portia. Okay. Why do you say that? Because I am. Or I was. Until my own little birdie got in my head. Follow me very closely. Last week's episode, I didn't finish it entirely. So today I watched last week's episode and I watched the reunion twice. And then I caught the part where Sway told Portia, I'm not a fan of, I can't remember the word. She said something like, I'm not a fan of situationships, of a threesome. You know, what's happening basically with you and Big Mike. And then Sway also told Portia, watch this, that she was seeing somebody. Follow me. So then I got to rely on my common sense. And it didn't click before, but it clicked in. I said, wait a minute. Atlanta is small. So small that K. Michelle found out that you was messing with Nosh. So small that Fallon found out that you was messing with Simon and all of this and that. Dennis found out you was messing with Mike. And I thought, I found it really strange that you were dating Big Mike, and Sway know you dating Big Mike, and Sway was messing with somebody who's a woman, right? Where's this woman? Watch this. Because in the lesbian community, them girls go crazy over them studs, If Sway was dating a woman, loving on that woman like she's loving on you, but you and her ain't really serious. She doing her thing, you doing yours. And she fucking leaves that girl to come to you. Yeah, we ain't heard nothing about the girl. Now, that tells me one or two things. Sway got her shit on lock. Or, watch this, Michelle Gray says, I'm not buying Sway and Portia. I'm buying it, but I'm buying it on the side of Portia. And then I thought to myself, now I don't know this to be true because I'm a Portia fan. And I found myself watching last week's episode and I say, Sway, you better not be fucking playing with Portia and trying to take her for a whirlwind roller coaster ride and having your boo thing sit back in the cut and say, shit, just let me come up. Just trust me. Just let me come up. And I said, because if Sway dropped whomever she dropped for Portia, that girl ain't made not a peep. And that's uncommon when you got two chicks sharing a stud. And that made me question the whole Sway and Portia relationship. Not that I don't think it's real, but I say, Sway, what you got going on? How you get all your shit in order when ain't nobody coming out saying nothing? What kind of stud is you that you can get everybody to be quiet? Ain't nobody saying nothing. Ain't nobody leaking your secrets. You ain't got a woman scorned, a lover scorned. Girl, who is you? What type of toys are you using? Because most women gonna act a fool behind their men's, including their studs. Them girls are very territorial behind them studs. What you tell that woman unless you told her to sit back in the cut? I'm not going to read this. Go to bed. Go to bed. Carolina, leave the chat now.
You all should be ashamed. How can you drink right after a funeral? Like this? Give me another one, then, Brady.
Go to bed right now. You see what she put in that damn thing? I'm not going to read it. You're not going to mess up my monetization. Listen, and I kept thinking, I said, oh, shit. I hope Sway ain't finna take Portia for a ride of her life. I hope Sway ain't coming here. I hope Sway is not finna come in here and take this girl and get some clout out this girl. And I'm not saying she is or she not. But girl, where is the woman that you left? There should be some type of noise, some type of resentment, some type of something. That's all I'm saying. So thank you, Michelle, for saying that. That's all I have to say. That's all I had to say. But Portia made it very clear she is gay now. She said, I'm gay. I've crossed over. I've crossed the finish line. I am gay. I love the touch and the feel of a woman. She said, but Portia ate down in the most passive-aggressive way, if you ask me, because I picked up what you were putting down, Portia, and you said, like most things I do on the show, I just decide to share it. She was gunning for Shamia in the most passive-aggressive way. I caught that. I say, oh, you better go, Portia. You better go, P. She said, like most things I do, I don't measure the impact. It's my reality. And I said, girl, you better lay it out. And what she's saying is she's not measured, Shamia. She's not trying to put on for the cameras to pretend to be something that she's not. She said she did Bolo on screen. She didn't measure how that would come across. She did Tanya on screen. She didn't measure how that would come across. She kissed Candy. She did this. She took Simon with her eyes closed from Fallon. She did all that and had dinners and had the other man and that man and this one too. And will take your husband too on any damn day she feel like it and ain't worried about it. She said she never measured the impact. She just go with it because it's reality television. And it's her reality. Unlike you, Shamia. And she said now that she's fully living in her truth, she can deal with anything. Did y'all see Shamia's face when Portia said, when I make a decision to share, I just share. See, you can't do that, Shamia. And let me tell you why I say that. I think, well, I don't know if Gerald watches the show. He probably doesn't. Most men don't have time for that. You know, if he's a true man that's not really into reality television, he ain't got that kind of time. So he has to rely on his wife's accounts or whatever Shamia tells him. I think Shamia is trying to sell something to Gerald that she's not. And there's aspects of her that he's aware of, but I also think there's aspects of you that he's not aware of. And then it goes back to Andy. Andy pointed out to Portia that he likes how Sway and her demeanor about Portia and Portia's success is real low key. He said, I like that she's just kind of here about you. Like, and he used his hands like just calm. And I was like, Sway, you better be the real deal or we gonna eat your ass up all over social media. And Portia said, listen, I do too. Because here's the problem with the men that I dated. She said the men were really cool with me when I'm down to earth and I posture myself in a submissive position. However, when it's time for the lights and the cameras and the action, they got a problem with successful Portia. And then they want to get into a competitive spirit with me. I can see that with Cordell. I can see that with Simon. Hell, I can still see it with Dennis, because Dennis is very disrespectful. Dennis likes the spotlight just as much as Simon does. He's just wrapped in a different package, and he shows up as support because they have a child. But outside of that, Dennis gave Portia his ass to kiss just like Cordell and Simon, if you ask me. That's just me. It ain't like Dennis elevated Portia and treated Portia right. Dennis had Portia all kind of which ways, turned her every which way but loose when she was pregnant, treated her like she wouldn't shit when she was pregnant, never thought she would bounce back when she was pregnant. Y'all think y'all don't remember that? Portia's like, that's when they decide to get a problem with me and want to humble me. Now listen to this. This is when Portia really got the girls together. And Andy said, I see that. I was looking on social media and I see that Sway recently went with you and your family on vacation. Portia said, she didn't go with us on vacation. She took us on vacation. By way of a private jet, and paid for all 14 of us to go. And baby, when I tell you Bravo dropped that B-roll and you saw Sway and Portia on a private jet, Portia said, yeah, clock that T. It ain't no win on vacation. I'm Portia. Ain't no stud, ain't no nigga finna ride off my coattail. You got to have a J-O-B if you want to be with me. She took us all. You saw Kelly got the smiling, grinning like a Cheshire cat. Baby, them girls got the, wait a minute, where can I get me a stud that'll take me and my family on vacation? Kelly's whole life flashed before our eyes. Yeah. When they showed that B-roll. Portia corrected him. And I said, see Kelly? Portia chose an experience over teeth. And that could have been you and your kids, Kelly. But you decided you wanted a new set of teeth instead of a vacation. You could have had your cheering whisked away on a private jet. But mama wanted teeth. Llama, red pajama, calls them to the llama mama. Baby llama go downstairs. Llama everywhere. Mama, how come we can't go? Because I need teeth, baby. Yeah, so that could have been you, Kelly. $70,000 of world experience for you and your children. You could have gone to Spain. You could have gone to Greece. You could have gone anywhere. But you decided you wanted porcelain veneers. Okay? So K. Michelle makes a side remark to Shamia about Portia being gay for pay. And Shamia just chuckled and chuckled and chuckled. And I said, what's so fucking funny, Shamia? In my head, right, as I'm watching the show. What's so damn funny? I said, because you out here teaching women how to get blowjobs or do blowjobs in exchange for teeth. Yeah, what's so damn funny? That's all I'm saying. Didn't you walk in Kelly's dressing room and thank that man for sending us flowers? You said, thank you for our flowers. You a whole married woman. What you mean, our flowers? See, if your husband would have, my thing is this, if your husband was there, would you thank him for our flowers? No, you would not. What kind of hoe shit is that? That's all I'm trying to say. And hoes do hoe shit. Why is you thanking this man that your friend is messing with for our flowers? And then we found out, before I move along, that Dennis doesn't get along with Sway. And Dennis like to use social media to disrespect Sway and taunt Sway. And then I said, well, I want to know why the hell is Dennis acting like a husband when he was just a baby daddy? Oh, I got to know a lot when everybody shut up and let each other talk. And the most interesting thing on the reunion part 1 was Portia to me. Nobody else really brought it. It ain't really nothing to write home about at this point. But I'll give reunion part 2 an opportunity. We shall see. Andy moved on to the Happy Pride comment that Shamea shaded Portia with on social media when she insulted Portia. Portia said, look, it was light shade. She gave me shade. I gave her shade back. Shamea, if you're going to be on this show, you listen, everything is not a lecture. You shaded her. And you know you did. And you tried to get us to believe that it was just a compliment. Girl, quit lying. Get the fuck out of here. You shaded her, and that's fine. She didn't take it that serious. She shaded you back. You should have said, yeah, I shaded her. And moved on. That's what I don't like about Shamea. Shamea is trying to play church girl in a reality world. This is not that type of show. You're trying to play church girl in a reality world. And I think you're kind of playing church girl with your husband, which is why he didn't know you had a sex scene with a man until he watched it. I think Shamea has 2 separate identities. Because you shaded her, and it's not that big of a deal. That's what we do on reality television. Nobody's going to crucify you for that, but it is what it is. So if you're going to be a strong component on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, girl, you're going to have to start owning your shit and play ball eventually, one way or the other. That's all I'm saying. Portia responded, Happy Pride. I will see you at the reunion. I think she shook at you. I think Portia shook at thy feet from underneath thee. Because if the truth be told, Shamea, I'm going to say what most of these people in the chat ain't going to say. Here's the freaking truth. I think Portia's giving you grace because she's in a happy place and a happy space. Carolina's Finest said they go crazy over that rubble. And I think that's where Portia is. Whatever's happening with her is happening with her in real time. She's so happy. She's giving you grace. She's sparing you, like the young folks say. She letting it ride. I think she letting you slide. She letting you make it. I think you've been with women and Portia knows it, but I think Portia's in such a good place now that she's being loved properly. She's good. She's not in a big bad wolf position that's going to huff and puff and blow your fucking house down. But I do believe she could if she wanted to. I think she can tear your marriage up if she wanted to. I think the rumors about the men, you can kind of talk your way out of that with Gerald. Oh, they're lying on me. They're lying on me. I'm just a sexy woman, sexy woman, sexy woman. But I think it's something about you being with a woman that'll get Gerald kind of pissy. I think Gerald would consider divorce. And Shamea, I ain't trying to be funny. Now, you can fool these people that are tuned in to tonight's party in the chat, but you can't fool me. Let me tell you what I think is going on with you and Gerald based on last week's episode. Oh, you are sad. Shamea is real sad. She's real sad. She can't hide it. Y'all remember Cynthia said, have you thought about therapy? And that shit had nothing to do with the Real Housewives of Atlanta. What you're not going to do is come on this show and make me believe that these girls have made you sad. That is a lie from the pits of hell. Whatever's going on in that house or not going on in that house is killing you softly. You and your husband are deeply, heavily disconnected. Here's the thing about men. I'm not calling him a bad man. Follow me, follow me, follow me. A man can't pretend like a woman can. That's why y'all catch him cheating. Oh, he changed. He just couldn't look at me the same and everything. He would dirt. A man cannot pretend the same way a woman can. They are heavily disconnected. That girl broke down with that surrogate because she said if this IVF male embryo does not implant and formulate into a baby, this is going to lead to a conversation she's not ready to have. Y'all, that's divorce. That man is not fucking playing. And I believe he's being distant and cold for a reason. Yeah, they going on trips. They do it. Men do it all the time. But I think he's positioned himself that if he has to go, he has to go. And Shamea, if you just stay home a little bit, I don't think you would have this problem. I think the heat is on. And I think Portia's letting you make it because she probably realizes you're on your last leg with Gerald. And not because you know what? I'm going to give Gerald a little bit of grace. You knew exactly what you was getting into. Y'all, this is way bigger than Shamea giving this man a male baby. I don't think you guys get what's really on the table. It ain't just about a male baby. Shamia was supposed to carry all of his babies. Shamia gave him a one and done. Okay, they've been married 9 years. Shamia's 45. Shamia got married when she was 36, maybe 35. Okay, give or take. Let's say between 34 and 35, give or take. Shamia was out there playing, shucking and jiving, dodging Gerald, kind of probably giving him sex every now and then, whatever. The clock is ticking. She thought that old man wasn't going to come back to collect on his talent. She thought he wasn't going to come back to collect on his talent. He meant what he said, and he said what he meant. He wanted children from her, not just a son, but children. And what happened is, if you go back. Shamia was, they did a B-roll. I think it was not last week's episode, 2 episodes ago, where she said, I wanted to give him, but she got tired after the first one. Okay. And then you hanging out with Candy Coated Nights. Now, watch where you going with this, Queen Sheba. Just stay with me. You are a destiny swapper. You are a destiny swapper because you don't have fertility issues. You were able to produce a number of eggs, but you started fucking around with Candy and let Candy put it in your head, just get a surrogate. I ain't want to mess up my body. That's what I did. Well, Candy got that kind of money. She run a fucking household. Todd don't run shit. But see, you're not in Candy's position. Gerald runs your house. You can't do what Candy do because you're not the breadwinner. So you ran your butt down there to that clinic. As opposed to carrying those embryos on your own. Hold on. That's all I'm saying. As opposed to carrying those embryos on your own. And not because you're having fertility challenges. You didn't want to mess up your body. And you done pissed that old man off in that house and he's watching you. But he's not a man of many words. We're so used to American Black men that talk a lot. Too much, if you ask me. And this is a man that's sitting back like a king. If you go back to the King Solomon days and the King James days, you know, those are the type of men you don't speak unless they summon you. And they sit back and they calculate and they measure and they weigh the cost. And they don't say anything. Then it's off with your head and they replace you and there's another queen on the throne. I'm telling you, Shamia tricked that man. But not for long. And she seduced him. And she had his ass in a trance for a number of years, sexually, pleased him. But that shit gets old too if you're not producing an heir to the throne. And after a while, he wakes up one day, and I'm not making either one of them bad. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just running it down now. He wakes up one day, he said, I done got all the coochie I can get. I done seen all the booty I can see. She snatched, she all of that. But we're not connected. She ain't never home. You just said after you shot your scene with K. Michelle, you wanted K. Michelle to drop you off where Candy was. How come you didn't take your ass home that day? You ain't cooking for him. So he's become accustomed to being without you. So now it's easier for him to disconnect from you. The fertility process, coming in the room, he's doing everything to the end. That's a good man, Savannah. You know why? It's almost like the FBI. They let you run up a paper trail so that when they cite the indictments and count 1, count 2, count 3, count 4, you're out of here. You out of here. And you love them streets. Isa, should I save her? I want to be saved. Yeah, Shamia love them streets. And the thing about Shamia, I don't know Gerald's temperament. I don't. He could be as mean as a serpent. And sometimes he gave that in this last episode with that surrogate. He gave heavy masculine energy and not pleasant neither. He was very indifferent, very cold when he walked out of that room. And I said, oh, you in trouble, boo-boo. Shamia don't like being home. So the darkness and the heaviness and the sadness that Shamia brought, she had that shit last season. Y'all don't remember? When Andy told her, you've got to figure out your words. And she tried to blame it on the girls. Do y'all not remember? Y'all don't remember that. Let me see if I can refresh your memory. Actually, let's play the clip with Gerald and the surrogate. Hold on. Watch this. See, you two, and that's why when Portia said you're destiny swapping, she is Portia, but maybe not with you. Maybe not with you. You may be onto something. She may want Candy's life more so than yours. And I think what Shamia's looking for is the convenience of comfort and not actually doing the work. Shamia claims to be an actress and a singer and a this and a that. We don't see none of that on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Here we go.
Oh my God, that's right. You guys are just not meeting for the first time. I'm a whole person. I know. That is crazy that you guys have.
That man did not hug his own wife and put his hands in his pocket. If you understand body language, that's a man that's closed off.
Never met.
Yeah. I felt the need to have a meeting with Daphne one last time before we gear up for this transfer to meet my family.
How are you feeling?
I'm good. I'm excited.
We still have one more male embryo, and I'm nervous, but at the same time, I'm ready. I'm excited. It's not a race. It's a marathon. As long as she crosses the finish line, I'm happy.
I had to get a mock cycle done. Received the last.
He's not happy. He doesn't care at this point.
Result yesterday that my body was actually receptive to the medication. So we're just waiting.
No, we can get our day. I'm hoping that you are pregnant before Thanksgiving.
We're keeping our fingers crossed.
I appreciate you being our surrogate for this journey that we're on. So we're here to support you anywhere we can.
Thank you.
Daphne is a great fit for my family and I. Daphne, this is...
That man walked up out of there like he was pissed off. But let's continue. I want you to watch Shamia shift between different moods and faces. Now let's see the real Shamia.
My mom.
Hi, how are you?
If we can do anything to be of any fun and help,
Of
just
course.
holler at Mama more and Papa more.
Now this is a storyline, right? All of this storyline.
Thank you.
Even in my moments of doubt, she's like faithful and positive. Oh my.
Oh, what we didn't see is there's an extension of this scene where Shamia starts crying because she's scared that it's not going to work. And what she becomes worried about is that if it doesn't work, she's going to have a difficult conversation with her husband that she's not ready for. Here's the problem. Where was I going with this? The son is not the problem. Okay, why do you say that? The disconnect is the problem between the husband and the wife. See, if we spent more time together, that man would give her more grace. But she's not home. He ain't home. It's easier to resent her if she don't give you a son. It's easier to walk away when she's not home and she's giving you her ass to kiss and showing you that she'd rather be outside. Now, me personally, I know everybody, yeah, Shamia's the housewife. Yeah. Don't tell me she's the housewife. You tell her she's the housewife. I know she's the housewife. I don't think she wants to be the housewife. And that ain't even no gossip. I think Shamia is using and trying to use the Real Housewives of Atlanta to build up her financial status, chasing the popularity that Portia has, hoping that she will be as big as Portia financially, that she doesn't have to bow down to Gerald. I don't know what Gerald is like living with. I don't. He could be a terror behind closed doors. But I don't think he is. Because she said, my husband has been so good to me. I have to give him a son. I think your husband came to you and said, listen, after this, I might be done. And that's the sadness that we're witnessing. That's just my own story in my head, right? And that's why I feel like Portia's giving your ass some grace. I think Portia can annihilate you if she wants to. I think Portia can lay you out if she wants to. But for whatever reason, she's choosing not to. Portia is giving you grace. Portia could have been huffed and puffed and blew your damn house down, but she's not. There's an ounce of Portia that's just not built like that. That's just my opinion now. So then they asked Drew about her telling Portia, "Ooh, you living my life." Drew, go ahead and come out if that's what you like. Because if the truth be told, Drew, Ralph turned you out. He did. You said your husband had you in bed with other women. He turned you out, and then he weaponized his introduction with girl-on-girl action and tried to make it seem like that you were cheating with him with women when he was the one that placed another woman in front of you. Okay? So if that's what you like, that's what you like. But I get it, because your mama is a church lady, like Shamia's mama is also a church lady. That's all I'm saying. K. Michelle wishes Drew well in her music, to which Drew responded, "Oh, I'm so confused because you called me a loser. And you basically said I'm talentless." K. Michelle said, "Don't get it twisted. Yes, I did. But when it comes to your music, I understand how difficult the music industry can be. So when it comes to music, I wish you nothing but the best." K. Michelle, I'm going to call bullshit. I call bullshit. I think you got your ass handed to you by the audience, by the public, and you're coming back and you said you made some mistakes and you wish you would have done things differently. And I think you're trying to clean up the Mean Girl Act, because the Mean Girls of Atlanta that you were talking about, you're actually the mean girl. But you're recovering very quickly in real time. So you ain't that damn dumb. And that's why I think you're trying to say, "Oh, no, I wish you well for music and I would never hate on you musically." Girl, you did from day one. K. Michelle said, "No, you and I were going back and forth, and that's why I came for you." And Drew is not a dummy. Drew said back and forth. Honey, that was never a back and forth. You came for me. We didn't go back and forth. You came for me. Let's be very clear. Andy asked Drew about her divorce with Ralph, primary custody of the kids. She said, "Listen, I can't talk about it. There's a gag order in place," right? And then he said, "Well, let's talk about Ralph's tweet or his post thanking Dennis for introducing him to whatever attorney." Portia said, "I don't like that nigga." What you mean? I don't really fuck with Ralph like that, because I don't like the fact that Ralph tried to insinuate. I don't appreciate that Ralph was being messy and tried to give the impression that Dennis didn't have access to his child. She says, "So I don't fuck with Ralph. He messy." So the next question was directed at Kelly regarding her smile comment. No. Regarding her snide comment about her, what was it? Portia staying in Simon's house. Let's take a look. Kelly, I don't like you on the show. Kelly's mean and she's violent. Don't let Kelly fool you. I really thought Kelly was going to hit Portia that time with that wine glass in her face. Nobody could have told me different. Here we go.
Ryan from Boston said, "Kelly, you referred to Portia's home as Simon's house. Are you jealous she received a better divorce settlement than you?"
I would never be jealous. She can't worry about Simon's house when she's living in Shamia's house. Now, wait a minute. Hold on.
Oops.
Hold on, honey boo-boo. How you going to be worried about Simon's house? Honey boo-boo.
Right.
Let's be very clear. I stayed in Shamia's house for 2 weeks until my home was ready. Well, you was out of your house. That's the point.
How come you didn't go to your mama's house?
Chose to be out of my house. The house that you're calling Simon's house, I have maintained and paid it very well. I'm so glad that you were paying Simon's bills. You shouldn't be discrediting women while you're looking for support. I don't discredit anybody. You absolutely did. I was going through the same thing you were going through, and you sat here and online. Simon's house. Is your name on the house? Awarded the house. I know you're not familiar with these terms. Is your name on the house?
Ain't none of your damn business if my name is on my house. And where do you women get off? Let me ask y'all something. Where do y'all get off? Since when is it not a woman's house when she's married to a man? Then why do y'all want to get married if you believe that's his shit? since when did y'all start taking up the notion that if a woman marries a man, right, some men ain't gonna move? You say you want a man to take care of you. Okay, some of them are established. I want me a man that's established. Okay, well, he's established. So it's a crime for a Black woman to move into a mansion. Now it's his house. Girl, stop. Quit playing with me. So now a Black woman, that's not her house. Why you treat a married woman that just got a divorce as if she was living in the Salvation Army? That's just as much as your house as it is his. I wouldn't give a damn if he has way more money than you. You get what I'm saying? That's your marital home. Kelly, shut your ass up. I can't stand. That's his house. That's crazy that you have that opinion about yourself as a woman, because the way you think about yourself is ultimately how you think and how you convey your thoughts to others. That's just as much as Portia's home as it is Simon. And if he didn't want it to be, he should have never married her. That's my opinion. That's what I'm standing on. And I'm glad Portia got her ass together, right on together, because the question is, were you jealous that Portia got a better divorce settlement than you? And yes, you are. Because you was in hotels. And I'm not trying to kick you away. You were in hotels in the friends and family plan. Your whole life on the Real Housewives, Kelly, of Atlanta. I'm sorry. I just can't track it. I can't follow it. You say you're the breadwinner in one breath. And the next breath, when you're saying you're in a hotel, you're saying because he did you like that. Either you're the breadwinner or you're not. Either you're an entrepreneur or you're not. Funky doesn't even say all your businesses are closing. I'm not in Atlanta. Girl, they said you robbing Peter to pay Paul. You brought your mom in for your storyline. I think episode 2, she was even rolling her eyes. Everybody's uncomfortable with your storyline. I think you are jealous of Portia. Portia ain't never did nothing to you. Portia made a very good point. Don't be trying to come down on other women when you out here looking for sympathy, telling a sad fucking story about how your ex-husband didn't pay child support, how he won't sign the papers for your kids to be on reality television. Girl, if you don't get your ass up out of here and making fun of another woman because she got a divorce and she can actually afford the mortgage. Like Portia says, Shamia's house, but it ain't your house, boo. The point is you not in your house. Oh, Portia moved in with Mama Diane. Portia gives us everything. Portia said she was so broke at one time she had to borrow $50 from her mama. Portia said, I do a very good job, a damn good job of maintaining my financial responsibilities. You can't be worried about Simon's house when you in Shamia's house. Angela said, Kelly said, I sold my house. Angela said, that's because you had to. And then Angela said, wait a minute. Tell us whose house you really live in, Kelly. Kelly said, it's my house. Angela said, Atlanta, I need you to do your big one. Angela said, whose name is on the deed? Y'all, who signed that deed for Kelly? Because Angela said it ain't her. Kelly, what's the tea? Whose house you living in? Girl, who house you living in? Like, I can't believe you're trying to put somebody down. I would never put somebody down about their dwelling, their psychological safety. Like, I'm not that type of bitch. You know what I'm saying? Because I know we all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paychecks away from whatever this economy wants to do. Imagine making fun of somebody because they can afford a mortgage. And then Angela said, baby, I don't owe Gary no money. You do. Andy said, who is Gary? She said, the man she borrowed money from. I told y'all, this reunion was out of control. Not in a good way. It was just too loud for me. It was like a bunch of chicks on the street having a verbal argument, okay? Hell, Andy had to get up to get the cut prop that Drew brought to set. Portia, they want to know, are you banned in Nigeria? Portia says, shit, I ain't worried about that. No, I'm not. I still got 40% of my residency, period. Andy asked the girls, he said, were any of you, watch this, were any of you shocked when Portia chose Sway? Watch this. K. Michelle said, I was. She said the entire time I wanted her to be with Mike, and I thought that, you know what, they're about to have a baby. She gonna choose Mike. And she said, Portia pulled me aside and said, I don't like him like that. That's why I love me some Portia. Let me tell you why. Portia may be inclined to do some hoe shit, but she likes who she likes and she likes who she don't like. And just because Big Mike's ass liked her, she didn't like him back. And she pulled K. Michelle to the side and said, baby, I don't want Big Mike. And here's the thing. I'm so glad that Portia chose the opposite. Let me tell you why. Big Mike would have dimmed Portia's light in real life and on a television screen because Big Mike is main character energy in his mind. Big Mike would have been the central focus. He would have been another Cordell, if you ask me. Now, K. Michelle said Portia didn't want to be with Big Mike. She didn't need to be. Those days are over. We in 2026. Ain't nobody want to bring no motherfucking Big Mike to their house and cook and clean for him and have a baby without a commitment. Hell, Big Mike don't even want to get married. He just want to rent a womb. So I'm happy that Portia stood on her money, stood on her ground and said, girl, I don't want Big Mike. Talking about he told his daddy about me. Portia don't fall for that because he told his daddy about Shay on Ready to Love. He used the same fucking line. Let me tell you something. Men don't change. All y'all finna get the same gifts. All y'all finna get the same. Oh, I told my daddy about you. Y'all don't remember? On Ready to Love, he told that other girl, I told my daddy about you. Big Mike, I'm tired of you and your daddy. Portia didn't fall for that. Let me tell you what Big Mike fell in love with. Big Mike fell in love with the potential of being rich standing next to Portia. Big Mike saw dollar signs, them big ass glass doors. And hold on, let me say it. I got to be funny now. Them big ass glass doors in Simon's house. Yeah, he said, it's me right here. She got a chef. We eating jerk. Lamb chops. We got oxtails. Oh, yeah, this me. Big Mike came through them glass doors. Oh, yeah. In Simon's house. Oh, yeah, we're going to take his pictures up off the wall. It's my house and I live here. That's what Big Mike was on. I'm serious. Portia knew that. Portia ain't dumb. Portia played dumb, but she ain't dumb. Portia plays dumb, but she is not dumb. And Portia has adapted the right attitude that Bravo has been needing and wanting from Black women. They've been looking for a Black American girl that doesn't take herself too serious, that doesn't take her sexuality too serious, one that can be an airhead, a bimbo, and get the fucking job done. And her name is Portia Williams. That's it. That's all. And not because I'm a fan. I understand television. I understand how folks make money. And y'all just don't get it. Well, Portia, y'all up. Portia is a revenue generating machine for Bravo. So Shamia, if you're going to stay, you better play. Because this is Portia's house and she lives here. Big Mike is out, Sway is in. Big Mike wanted that money comes to me. Portia didn't want to lay on her back for Big Mike and push out a baby. What fun is that? What does he bring to the table outside of a what? A damn dick. She can get that from Sway. That's all I'm saying. Without having to produce a baby. For a man that likes to wear a brown suede suit to bowling. He had on a brown suede suit to go bowling. Ain't nobody got time for that shit. That's all I'm saying. He saw dollar signs, and that'll do it. Oh, I'm sure he was in love. That'll do it. I love you. And Portia ghosted his ass. Never called him back after that. And he found out he wasn't ready for love when the rest of us saw the post on social media with Portia going formal. Formally introducing Sway on her birthday. That's it. That's all. But wait. And we learned that both Portia and Phaedra dated Big Mike. Phaedra's a quiet hoe. Phaedra got body on top of body on top of body, but she real quiet with it. You saw how Dr. Kim was whispering in her ear? You see Phaedra didn't push him off? Y'all better listen. Phaedra have you given up half of your funeral home to her. Phaedra one of them old cold hoes. You know you cold and bad to the fucking bone when you can hand over your leftovers to the young hoes on the couch and say, hey, this Mike, girl. You used to date Mike, girl. Don't worry about it. I don't want Mike no more. You can have him. Baby, that's cold. That's a game, a level of game y'all not ready for. Some of you hoes will be fighting over something like that. Phaedra put Mike in Portia's lap and said, I had him, but I don't want him no more. That's an old hoe. It meant what she said. Okay? And they said, not you introducing him to it, baby. This an old school game. Phaedra play with dead bodies. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. So it was going good until K. Michelle thought this was her opportunity to confront Portia about Nosh. K. Michelle, I'm with Portia. You're a whole married woman. Why the hell would I be coming to you? You not really my friend, right? The television network put us together as if we're friends. It's fake. And you want me to tell you about a nigga that you used to bang and you're a whole married woman. Not only that, newlywed. You have to remember they had only been filming 3 months, 90 days in. Girl, you just got married yesterday. See, had Portia come to you about Nosh, she would have called her a hating ass B. You would have called her a hating ass B that didn't want to see Black love thrive. She would have been damned if she did and damned if she didn't. She did the right thing. Because like she said, which K. Michelle am I talking to? K. Michelle said, which of the four? She said, no, it's way more than that. That was funny. Let it go, K. Michelle. You just pulled up. You said, well, you gave Phaedra a heads up. Portia and Phaedra are friends. They have years of history on the show as castmates and as friends. So Phaedra needed to let Portia know that she knocked down Big Mike. Let me tell you something about these Atlanta girls. They down here handing these niggas around, saying, I had him, girl. Go ahead and try. Portia said it wasn't all that. Portia said it wasn't all that. K. Michelle expected the same level of treatment from Portia that Portia and Phaedra had. You not friends like they are. You not getting that special. You gonna get a 2-piece and a pepper on a Tuesday for $5. You can work your way up to the family pack. But don't be coming up in the door like you run this shit. And like you demand everybody let you know what's going on. K. Michelle, get the hell up out of here. You are the one that cornered that man about Portia. You're the one who wanted to talk to him about Portia. Nobody owes you anything. And Portia ate your ass up, especially when she said that she was, when you said you dealing with that man. She said, stop saying I'm dealing with that man, just like you don't want Drew to say it. Portia ate your ass up in the most beautiful way without the Hennessy. Hennessy on the side. That's all I have to say. What else they talking about? And then it hit me when she said, close your glory hole. And I said, that's disgusting. Because they're going back and forth, right? And I said, glory hole. Well, first of all, I'm from the South. I ain't never heard nothing like that. And then it hit me. I said, K. Michelle's mom is a church lady like Shamia's mom, right? This is me thinking to myself, I said, you know what? I wonder if K. Michelle's mom is an old mean-ass church lady, because that's exactly how K. Michelle behaves to me, like a mean-ass church lady. Close your glory hole. I said, huh. And then K. Michelle starts to talk about her career in Nashville. I'm the first Black woman this. I'm the first Black woman that. All these white folks are looking at me to be an angry Black woman. I said, now you lying. See, now you lying on white folks. You a damn lie. That's what I found myself saying to the television. I said, you gonna quit lying on these white folks. Ain't nobody looking at you to be no damn angry Black woman. Them white folks did their homework like we have. They recognize your ass was on Love and Hip Hop, and they looking at you. They probably looking at you to do exactly what your ass did on Love and Hip Hop. Shake the freaking table, act a damn fool, and say some shit that's completely off the wall. They scared. They're like deers in headlight. They don't know what the hell to say to you. They watch TV too. They're not from a different planet. Ain't nobody looking at you to be, you are angry. You are very unpredictable, girl. You talk trash to the Black women on this show. Nobody knows what to expect from you. Even Andy said, you're extremely sensitive. That means you interrupt the show, girl. We can't even get production going. You refuse to come out of your damn room because you don't have the right makeup team. And then they get on K. Michelle and her husband. She said, we'll never break up over some cheating because he poked this and he poked that. I've cheated on him. He's cheated on me. I'll never leave him. So basically, she admitted that all of her surgeries, and I told y'all this a while back. I told y'all this. I said, K. Michelle don't like Portia and some of those. She didn't like Portia. Who else did she pick on? Drew. K. Michelle is envious because those girls had plastic surgery like she did. And K. Michelle is feeling resentful because her body rejected the illegal surgeries. So the smoke that Portia is getting, the smoke that Drew is getting, really have nothing to do with them. She's projecting. I told y'all that a while back because she goes into detail and she admitted on the reunion that her surgeries have impeded her sex life with her husband. But I told y'all that episode 2 or 3. I said, wait a minute. I honed in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience. What you so mad about? Let me sit back. What? She's mad. They're all in their 40s. She's done a lot of things to her body. Unfortunately, she didn't come out on top. As a result, the girl is bitter. It hurts. She can't perform the way she wants to for her husband. It ain't that. She likes him cheating. She ain't got a choice. She ain't got a choice. She ain't got a choice. She got to let him go outside. She has to watch him with another woman. That's the alternative. Okay? She can't please her husband. That's neither here nor there. I don't really have a strong opinion about it. But what I do have a strong opinion about is how you try to come up against the other beautiful ladies and how you try to belittle them and come after them. Okay? And then Shamia comes in. And I'm going to say this. Shut your ass up, Shamia. Let me tell you why I'm saying that. You talking about Drew did a low blow on K. Michelle when Drew said, well, my butt ain't leaking. We not finna do that. We not finna do Mother Hubbard. We not finna play church lady on a reunion and get all ethical and full of integrity. No, we not finna do that. K. Michelle hits low and she hits beneath the belt. So come what may. Drew did exactly what she needed to do. K. Michelle poked, prod, bullied Drew all freaking season. And if her butt is leaking, period. And if that's what the girls got to reach for to put her ass in her place as a rookie, then let them reach for it. Don't be getting all high and mighty. Oh, don't be doing this because you should have been using that same energy when K. Michelle was coming for each and every one of them. Unwarranted, actually, based on what you fed her in the background about the plot. So then Andy had a really good question, right, for K. Michelle. He said, listen, you had a rocky start, but by the end of the season, you liked the ladies, you made up with the ladies. What's your takeaway from this season, season 17, from this entire experience? And K. Michelle said, I don't like the fact that I didn't get on well with the ladies earlier. Basically saying that her attitude caused her to be mean. And Andy said, yeah, you are really sensitive. Okay, Michelle, that's not good. Because they got a show to run, baby. And you impeded production a number of times alongside Shamia and Kelly, okay? And she said, well, if I could have done anything different, I would have allowed things just to play out naturally. And she also mentioned that she would not have allowed other people to get in her ear. And that's when I said, Shamia, she's sparing you. She's showing you grace because y'all probably got some on each other. You are the person that was in her ear. She talked about the blogs and this and this. And I said, hey, Michelle, you said a bunch of nothing because we know the person that got in your ear is actually Shamia. But I get it. You know Shamia wants this job to leave Gerald, so you ain't going to mess with it. You know Shamia is always at the house. You say, Shamia can't teach me nothing about being a housewife because she always in the streets. She always at the mall. Baby, you allowed Shamia to trick you out your spot, just like Shamia allowed Kelly to trick her out of her spot. Why do you say that? Shamia tricked you out of having good relationships with Portia. And Portia started shaking her head. K. Michelle said, what you shaking your head for? Portia said, I really feel bad because you were robbed out of your first season. Somebody got in your head. I don't know who. And really robbed you of your first season. Shamia, K. Michelle, let me tell you something. That's a hater that did that to you. That sounds like somebody that wants to be somebody's best friend. That sounds like a Judas at the table. That saw you kind of liking Portia, you getting scenes with Portia. They not getting scenes with Portia. They used to be best friends. Let me pull your coattail, girl. I don't trust Portia. Yeah. Portia said, I feel bad for you because I was in the exact same position. I used to be a lone wolf. I used to be by myself. I was wondering when my day would come. And had it not been for Phaedra befriending me, I was all alone on this cast against the Kenya Moores, the Sherrays, the Nene Leakes, the Candy Burris's, the Kim Zolciaks. Girl, them hoes went trying to fuck with me. I had to get it out the mud. And Phaedra kind of nodded and was nice to me. But outside of that, girl, I had to claw my way to the type. Wasn't nobody fucking with me like that. You got to get it like the rest of us. And you let Shamia trick you out your spot? K. Michelle said, well, it was just outside sources. And I looked at the screen. I said, girl, stop. Just say Shamia. But at the end of the day, K. Michelle, you said a bunch of nothing. You talked about the miscarriage comment. Andy wanted to know, why did you take it out of context? And let me say this. Portia gonna fight. Portia gonna get some Hennessy. She might get some tequila. Portia might even steal your man. Seduce you on camera. Mess with Bolo. Do all of that. And lie. But one thing Portia Williams is not going to do is hit below the belt. I can never recall, and refresh my memory, y'all. Keep me honest. I cannot recall, and I wrecked my brain. I said, wait a minute, are you sure? I said, I cannot recall a time ever where Portia Williams has gone below the belt and ever used another woman's medical situation against her. Portia might put a fucking finger in your face, chest bump you, chase your ass down in the alley, shake your husband's hand like she ain't never met him, do all of that. But she ain't finna make fun of your miscarriage. She ain't finna do none of that. And I said, you know damn well, Portia wasn't coming for you. Portia was being very sincere. She was trying to connect with you based off of commonalities. She ran down the fact that she's an advocate for the March of Dimes. She told you, my baby is a rainbow baby. Women get made fun of every day for not having kids. Portia's telling you, I had a rough time. Shit that can get her made fun of. All of that, right? Open up her heart to you. Girl, you know Portia wasn't coming for you. And she called you twice to say, we good? Come on now. You know I ain't coming for you. And then K. Michelle finally admitted, no, I just used Twitter as a confessional. And you know what Andy said? I'm going to tell you this. Don't do that. Girl, that's basically saying if you want to be on this show, you better get your ass up off Twitter. So then they ended with Drew Sidora and her question for Shamia. Drew's question was, what was your intention in telling K. Michelle that your other friends in Atlanta didn't want to be friends with her? Did you not realize that that could alter somebody's perception of the friend group before they've had a chance to meet the group? Shamia responded. She said, well, first of all, when I was telling K. Michelle that, I wasn't talking about you ladies. I was talking about Candy Coated Nights. Candy is my friend. And Candy, listen to this. Watch this. Watch this. I told you destiny swapping. Candy is my friend. And Candy is friends with other women in Atlanta that don't like K. Michelle. And I like those women. K. Michelle, Shamia ain't never been your fucking friend. Because a dog can't serve two masters. My grandma used to say, a dog can't serve two masters. What you talking about, Queen Sheba? Put a dog in a room and put you and your spouse or you and your kid or whomever, and both of y'all call the dog's name at one time. The dog can only choose one of you. A dog cannot serve two masters. Shamia Morton is not a best friend of Atlanta. Shamia Morton is not a friend to nobody but herself. Shamia Morton is in it to win it. K. Michelle, she was never your friend. She was on the outs. She needed a friend. And she's thank you for being a friend. Until she got back up on her feet. She got Kelly by her side, and she no longer needs you. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. So if you're going to cook next week, K. Michelle, you may as well cook and let us know what her and her mammy said about Portia. And K. Michelle, let me say this, because you said it on social media, and Andy told you to stop using social media if you're not going to say it on the show. Y'all better go back and comb through Instagram, because what K. Michelle said in one of her tweets is that Shamia's mom was talking shit about Portia's daughter, Pilar. That's it. That's all.
You all should be ashamed. How can you drink right after a funeral? Like this? Give me another one, then, Brady. Fred Sanford, you just left the house of the Lord, and now I'm in my house. All y'all ought to be ashamed drinking like a school of fish. My Bible says, be not drunk with wine. What does it say about scotch? Listen. Yes, why'd you go someplace else? Why'd you go ugly up somebody else's house? Who you calling ugly, sucker? You.